Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Chase. So today we will cover Bitcoin and Ethereum. We'll spend most of our time on ETH, just cleaner price action, in my opinion. Um, before we get into any of that, shout out quickly to Prime XBT for sponsoring these videos. My links are at the bottom. Show them some support. Sign up with those. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. So Bitcoin, right? Obviously, this huge rounded top breakdown. If we get 47-ish, look, I don't know how we get there, right? And I'm not saying we get there anytime soon. All this type of stuff, I get a lot of these questions about, are we going to a certain price? Are we going here? You guys got to understand it's not really, predictions, in my opinion, are mostly stupid unless they're short term. What does it matter if we get to 47K? There's no setup here. There's no trade setup. So for longer term bags, sure. But I'm not going to, draw exactly how we're going to get to 47. So point being, I have no idea how we get there. I do think we eventually get a retest of this area. I think it will be a short from this breakdown level right here. Outside of that, I see people drawing this. Sorry. I see people drawing this triangle. Unfortunately, it's already too deep into the formation. We're way past the apex. I doubt there's going to be any meaningful pop out of it. Most likely what's going to happen, I should just use this from the start. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to see something like this. Fake out, chop both sides, continue to chop, and then eventually, rally some way like that. But I have no intention on playing some type of a long or short out of this triangle. I doubt it's really going to matter much at all. I've done videos on formations, probably some of my earliest videos. If you want to see when formations work and when they don't, go check that out. Okay, so if we do happen to, if we go upwards, I'm watching 47. This is my area that's probably short. I don't think I would sell any of my, longer term bags here. I don't even like saying longer term bags because then everyone's like, ooh, how much longer term bag do you have versus your trading portfolio versus this versus that? I've told you guys I just manage everything in one number, just my net worth, excluding home and car and stuff. I don't think about any of this long term stuff, short term stuff. I know that I'm not interested in selling a ton of BTC here because I already sold what I wanted in here. This is where I sold my stuff that I wanted to sell. So, when we get here, I'll take a short, sure, but we'll see what else is going on. As far as downside, this looks like a buy right here, somewhere around 23,000. If we break down even more below that, obviously you got the old all-time high right around 20. This SR flip right here. So some areas to watch to the downside. Obviously, if this stuff's happening, I'll probably be posting live at some point or something. I'll definitely look for a long off 23s. Yeah, and that's BTC in a nutshell, honestly. Don't make it more complicated than it is. I think a lot of people are making this more complicated than it is right now. We already had a majority of the clean moves. I'll show you what I mean. So, excuse me. Let's take a look at ETH right here. We had the crash. Okay, so we crashed and we put in the bounce. So that was the trade right there. I played the crash, sold the bounce. Okay, swept liquidity right here. I did not take this one, but swept liquidity right here to liquidity. Okay, so swept the high, swept the low. There's another trade. Then you get the bounce sweep. Okay, so you got the crash, the bounce, the sweep, the bounce, and now you're getting consolidation. Now, within this consolidation, you have one clean test of resistance, and you have one clean test of the previous support. Okay? Now, at that point, I have played everything I wanted to play. Played the crash, played the bounce, played another bounce somewhere in here. I think it was this retest, and then I want to say I might have did something in here, but I didn't post about it, so it doesn't matter. And then played this bounce right here that was called way ahead of time. I was calling for 2,200 to 2,150 when we were at 2,900. Okay, and then played that bounce. All right, 30% of that long is still open, but I'm not even concerned with it. The stop is at basically break even. My break even is basically this low. Pretty much got in perfectly on this one. And, hopefully it runs up towards this liquidity area up here. If it doesn't, it'll stop at B. I don't really care. I'm not interested in shorting the market down here, although I don't think it's, if we do get down here and consolidate, it's not a good sign, right? We could see the support. I guess maybe, probably not. Look, if there's an obvious SR flip right here, maybe I try something with a very tight stop and see if it drops. But honestly, this feels very trappy in here. I'm not trying to be short or selling crypto near these type of levels, just like I wouldn't be trying to sell BTC near 24 or 20. The time to sell, in my opinion, the time to sell was up here, and the time to sell was up here, and that's what I was trying to guide people to do. Okay. So moving forward, what could be some potential scenarios? Well, like I said, I think most of the moves in here are done. This is now consolidation, and it's becoming more and more tight of a consolidation, as especially we can see on BTC. And anyone who's going to try to catch that impulse move is most likely going to get chopped at least once, at least twice. Definitely going to be some chop in there. So I'm not interested in trades anymore in here. I need some type of an impulse move to get back on board. What would that look like? I would say if we do break out of this area and we come back down and we retest something like this, right? If you retest this area, that could be a long position, targeting about 3250, 3300. That would be something I'd entertain. And not only that, but I'm definitely, if we do get up here, I'm definitely shorting in here. This is an obvious short area for me. Just origin of the breakdown right here. We can see support on the way up, causes this up move, origin of the breakdown, support, consolidation right here that led to the breakdown, and then that's it. Never retested it. So this is a fresh, untapped resistance level, definitely shortable. It's a little bit of a wide box, right? Around 32.82 to 35.40. But, when you get up there, see what's going on. I probably take a short just right off the level right away. Probably start with maybe half risk or 3/4 risk or something, and then since this is a strong level, maybe I'll go like 2R on this one, right? 2R risk or something, and then you probably get like another push into it, right? Maybe something like that, and then you take a look at like your RSI, and you probably have like a bearish divergence, higher price, right, but lower strength, and then that would be your short position. So you throw on 3/4 risk here, throw on another full R risk here, and then there you go. You got a 2R risk or almost a 2R risk short out of this area, and you were able to play the whole box in a way that made some kind of sense, without just blowing the full load here or trying to short the very top, but you don't get tagged. You get a little action here, you get a little action here, you get a little action here. Okay, that's what it's all about. And since it's a higher time frame, very obvious level, I can, put some more risk on it, more than the typical 1R. Maybe I throw 2R on it, maybe I throw 2.5, probably 2. I think 2 feels about right to me. All right, one second. All right, so let's see. Is there anything else to talk about? I think we're pretty much good. I mean, covered BTC, covered the levels I'm watching, to the downside as well, to the upside as well, where I'm looking to short, where I'm looking to buy. Covered ETH, where I'm looking to short. Where, watch out, don't get trapped down here. Maybe a quick play, potentially a quick play. Definitely, for your more experienced user, you want to be careful about that one. Covered how I'd play this area. And at the end of the day, we don't force trades, right? What am I supposed to say? Try to give you guys as much information as I can here and as many setups as possible. But what you're going to find out is that if I tried to play more in here, right, I'm on a big win streak. 3 or 4 wins publicly. I think like 7 or something wins behind the scenes, including the 4 that I've posted publicly, some scalps in between. I know that in my younger days, I would 100% start giving those gains back, trying to figure out something in here. I thought BTC was going to have a pop last night. I skipped it. I was like, nah, you know what happens here? It's consolidating too tight, but we're past the apex. You're not going to get anything. I thought it was going to pop. And excuse me. So, but I didn't play it because I was like, nah, you know what? This is where you give back your gains, and I felt it. That's something you feel in your gut. You're like, you know what? Shouldn't be trading right now. Just wait for a better opportunity. Wait for a cleaner setup. Wait for an impulse move to give you some fresh levels, because these levels are washed. Like, look, it's been tested. It's been tested. It's been tested. Tested. Like, these levels they're washed. Soon enough, like, one of these levels is going to give way, and then you could just play the retest the other way. You know what I'm saying? It's like something like this, like totally possible. So let's just wait for something clean, not get overzealous, not give our gains back, and that's it. The game is a lot about patience. As you've seen from my feed, the game is a lot about planning. Let's have plans ahead. We just developed some of those plans right now. And when it comes time to execute, we'll be ready to execute. We know the exact risk amounts we want to use. Yeah, that's about it. All right. Hopefully this is helpful, guys. As always, any like, subscribe, retweet, comment, anything, all that's appreciated. Helps with the algorithm, gets me out there more. Appreciate you guys very much. Have a great day.